There are two ways of executing a futuristic sci-fi film. The first is where you have this gigantic, big-budget spectacle with lasers and aliens and shootouts and war. And if you want to know about the second way, I definitely suggest you check out Europa Report.
T-minus 10, 9, 8,
Good morning. We are all very excited to be here today. This really is a new first step for mankind.
ignition.
I would hope we keep looking for the answers to those really tough questions. Who are we? Where do we come from? And are we alone?
Europa Report. Europa Report is directed by Sebastian Cordero, who is an Ecuadorian film director, and it stars Ana Maria Marinza, Carolina Widra, Sharto Copley, Michael Nivkist, and a lot of people. And it tells a story of how in 2061, some space explorers decide to visit one of Jupiter's moons so as to, well, one thing is exploration, but they go with the intention of looking for life on that moon. And it's a found footage movie. And it's interesting because in this particular film, the found footage is necessary. It's not someone holding a handy cam walking around or anything. It's all of the cameras that are on the spaceship and that are in their suits, and I found the execution of found footage in this particular film necessary and interesting because Europa Report is one of the best films of the year. I'd like to start off by talking about performances and characterization. In terms of performances, very believable. I mean, I wouldn't pick a particular standout. I guess Sharto Copley because he's a familiar face, but I think they all did a great job when it comes to acting, and their characters, you actually do get to know them to a certain extent, and I like that, I mean, the characters are certainly not the main focus. It's more so this group of people, and they're exploring this moon and everything, and that's what the purpose of the film is, but it's not like the characters were dull, which is why I definitely respected the movie. Time to talk about directing. Sebastian Cordero, he's set to make some good films in his own language, but this is his first full-length English feature film, and I'm pretty satisfied with what this guy did, because in terms of direction, it's very smartly done, very simple, I just liked the execution of every moment in the film. I was engrossed in what was going on. I thought that the story flowed really well and really simply, even though, there's a limitation on the number of angles that they can have and whatnot, and I just thought that what Sebastian Cordero did with this movie was genius, whether it was the editing by there are 4 editors, and I'm not surprised because the editing in this film is also phenomenal. A combination of directing and editing really came together because in a found footage still camera movie, you might be surprised. There's a lot of direction required because your camera is never going to move. It's a lot of the actors worked in what they need to do, and I think the director definitely helped with that. Point being that from a technical aspect, you can't tell much about cinematography. Sure, sound is great. Not a lot of visual effects. I mean, there were definitely, real practical sets as well, which made the story all the more believable. Interesting writing as well, and music was pretty good too. I'm just saying that director Sebastian Cordero did a phenomenal job at executing this kind of a story, and this is definitely one of the best sci-fi films I've seen in a while, and probably the best found footage film I've ever seen.
I can't believe I'm here. This is incredible.
Our best hopes of success lies under the ice.
Let's go for a swim. You hear that?
Are you guys seeing this? It's beautiful.
Come back to the ship now.
I want to see if it's reacting to my lights. I'm going to turn them off.
Let me continue though by saying that this film is certainly not for everyone. It is slow. It does have a lot of moments that I don't think everyone would enjoy. Nothing inappropriate, of course, but you understand what I'm saying. The thing is, it's more hardcore sci-fi, for those who enjoy, 2001: A Space Odyssey. And the point is, that the film gets you thinking. It gets you thinking about life on other planets. It gets you thinking about, pretty much our origin, as Prometheus did, for me at least. The point is, when a science fiction film, it's called science fiction so that, it can address a lot of things that we do not consider as exact parts of science yet. The point is, it gets you thinking about things you don't know. It wants you to know more. The extent of our universe is massive, and that is pretty much the point of the movie. These guys explore, and I gotta say, all the way through, it was a great movie. I gotta say that 2013 has been a pretty good year for more independent releases. Mud and Fruitvale Station got great reviews. I'm definitely gonna check them out very soon. I enjoyed The Place Beyond the Pines, and Europa Report is a phenomenal film. I think a lot of the mainstream films aren't doing well, but the independent releases, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. I'm enjoying what I'm getting, and I'm gonna check out more indie releases very soon. So Europa Report, on a scale from a triple no to a triple yes, I can't believe it. I didn't expect this, but I'm gonna give it a triple yes. I've only given like 3 or 4 of those this year, and it's a pretty high rating in my opinion, and I don't just give them out easily. I loved Europa Report. It does not have that much rewatchable value, unfortunately, but the point is, the execution's phenomenal. Sharlto Copley, you rock, and all I gotta say is check out the movie.